Howdy y'all, I'm Anna with Always Right, and in today's AuthorTube video, I'm celebrating a year on AuthorTube. Woo! So my first kind of video entry into AuthorTube was back on June 9th, 2020. And it has been a crazy year. Spoilers, there's like a really bad thunderstorm going on right now, and I can't do anything about it. So if you hear some rumblies, it's the sky, it's not my tummy, but it might be my tummy soon. She's getting late and dark. Just kidding. See, like that. But I want to talk about some of my achievements throughout this last year on AuthorTube, and then I want to talk about the pros and cons of AuthorTube, as well as some tips if you are thinking about joining AuthorTube. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, during my year so far on AuthorTube, I have read 47 books. I read 25 last year, and I've read 22 this year so far. It has just been such a great year for me reading, and I know like 47 books in the last year may not be too impressive to you, but for me, I seriously went from like 2 to 4 books a year to 29 to now 50 this year. So I'm very proud. One of the big reasons for an increase in reading is because I wanted to better my craft. So I started reading more, I started writing more, and I've seen a noticeable difference in the quality of my writing since. My next big achievement is that I have finished a book. I have not finished editing this book, but I did finish a first draft of this book, and that was Project Feathers, actually like last July. I know, it's crazy to think that this time last year I was like halfway through, or I was working on Project Feathers, the first draft, and right now I'm working on the second draft of Project Feathers. It's amazing. But Project Feathers was the first book that I actually finished. I have finished quite a few like fan fictions back in my day, but I never was able to complete an original work of fiction. So to be able to say, hey, I finished a book, that is huge. That is a huge first step for any writer, any author. My next achievement is that I've outlined 2 more books. So Project Feathers is not in this count. I have 2 more books that I have outlined and that I'm ready to start writing on in the next year or so. Kind of along those lines, I have also come up with 12 totally different story ideas. Quite a few of the story ideas, yes, are more kind of short story ideas, but I've come up with 2 different series and then quite a few standalone book ideas. And I'm very proud of that because coming into AuthorTube, I seriously didn't understand how people were able to come up with all these new story ideas like nonstop. Until I started writing, and the story ideas just kind of started pouring into my brain. And my next big achievement is that I have failed both April Camp NaNoWriMo and November NaNoWriMo. But the reason that this is an accomplishment for me is because I never really tried Camp Nano, and I never really got anywhere with like Nano. My Project Feathers was a November NaNoWriMo project that I had started and got like halfway through Nano with, but thanks to November Nano 2020, I have Ashes. I have it outlined, and I have the first act completely written. And the most important achievement this year is I have had a lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun with y'all. I've had a lot of fun with writing, with reading. It has just been an amazing year. Yes, there were some bumps, like me getting COVID and all that jazz, but I've still had a great year. It's still been amazing. Thank you all so much for the amazing year. Thank you for joining me on this year. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing on all my videos in the past and all my videos in the future if you choose to. But I'm looking forward to another amazing year with you. Now, the sappy sentiment out of the way, let's talk about the pros, cons, and tips for AuthorTube. I'm gonna start out with the cons so we can get them out of the way, and then we'll go over the pros to kind of like be like, no, but it's okay. And then I'll go over tips if you're still interested in AuthorTube or kind of YouTube in general, it also applies. So without further ado, let's get into the cons of AuthorTube. The first like really big con is that AuthorTube can create a lot of anxiety and it can create a lot of stress for you. That anxiety and stress can come from either the reception of your videos, aka them not doing as well as you were hoping they would, or it can come from your subscriber count. If you don't have a YouTube channel, it sounds silly to stress out about your subscriber count, but for YouTubers, YouTube really like wants you to know where you stand with your subscribers. There's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety that stems from that. Another source of anxiety and stress is video ideas. It can be very difficult to come up with original video ideas. It's just difficult. It's just difficult, period. This kind of con is true for any YouTube channel, but for AuthorTubers, it can be very stressful because we're trying to work on our book. We're trying to, do this, that, the other. Oh yeah, I need to remember what my video should be for this week. Another con that kind of depends on the AuthorTuber is that there can be kind of a feeling, a sensation, like in the back of our head that says, oh, we need to record this. Oh, we need to record this. AKA, we need to record every time we're writing. And that produces another con, which is that sometimes you may just get like hyper-focused on writing for YouTube that you forget to write. I'm not saying like, oh, anyone that does like a writing vlog, they're not really writing. If you produce writing vlogs, it's very easy to get in the mindset of, oh, I need to be recording this. Oh, I'm writing, I need to record this. I need to record this. And that can cause a lot of stress for you, and can also impact your writing ability and your writing time schedule. Another con of AuthorTube is that writing becomes secondary. The channel becomes the primary focus of the AuthorTuber and not like the actual novel, not the actual draft, not the actual writing. This one has actually happened to me, is that my writing at one point became secondary and everything was just for the channel. Every like iota of my brain power, free time was for the channel. And that can lead to a burnout on either your writing or a burnout on AuthorTube. It's called like creative burnout. This is especially true for people that have done AuthorTube or done videos for an extended period of time. You just get tired of producing the same videos, same video ideas, same video concepts. You're just tired of beating that dead horse. But you can easily get burned out on your writing. Another con is comparing yourself to others, because unfortunately viewers are fickle, YouTube even more so. Especially when you see those around you, those that started AuthorTube at the same time, getting book deals, getting agents, and you're just kind of sitting there. Hopefully that hasn't totally scared you away. So let's go over the pros to kind of like counterbalance that negativity. First pro is that the AuthorTube community is a great community. There's so many videos out there that can help you with like something you're having an issue with writing wise. And most of the channels are small enough that if you comment on a video, you will get a response back from the poster. That's so cool to me because in most communities, that isn't true. Another pro of being an AuthorTuber or the AuthorTube community as a whole is that you know that you're not alone with your struggles. You know that you're not alone with your writing. It's especially great when you're able to kind of open up in a video and share some insecurities, share some problems you're having, and have people in the comment section below relating to you and helping you realize that you're not alone. Or having one of your favorite AuthorTubers share a video, be very open, very honest about their writing, any problems they may be having. Also, AuthorTube is a great source of inspiration. I know that when I was first starting Project Feathers, when I first had my AuthorTube channel, that I would eat breakfast in front of my little laptop and I would watch like an AuthorTube video or two, just getting inspired, getting that motivation, getting that, I can do this, darn it, I can finish this book. That's probably one of my favorite things about the AuthorTube community, AuthorTube period as a whole. And another pro about AuthorTube is it's a lot of fun. If you decide to create your own channel, you have total freedom in what you can post. It's amazing. And I know that's true for like any kind of channel, like whether it's like gaming channel, this, that, the other. But with AuthorTube community, there's a group of people there that understand where you're coming from. They understand like the craziness, the drama of writing and experiencing the writing process. It's just amazing. And if you're from like a small town like I am, where there's like not a existing writing community, like I can't go out to dinner with people and do writing sprints, AuthorTube provides that community for you. AuthorTube provides that environment, that encouragement. And lastly, the pro of being like an AuthorTuber slash doing AuthorTube is that you have a chance to work on other skills. What I mean by that is you have a chance to work on like your video editing skills as well as your graphic design skills for the thumbnails. It's a lot of fun and it's something that I personally really enjoy about my AuthorTube channel. Now, let's go over the tips. These tips are gonna start out for like the very generic, the very basic tips for people that are still debating whether to do an AuthorTube channel, and they're gonna scale up to like, I've created an AuthorTube channel, now what kind of a thing. The first tip, if you are considering like starting a YouTube channel, period, not just AuthorTube, this is like YouTube as a whole, you should always enter into it thinking that you won't make money. Kate Kavanaugh did a really interesting video where she broke down her revenue from Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube ad revenue. And she made, I think it was like $11,000, $12,000, which don't get me wrong, that's like really good money. If you broke down that $12,000 per hour that she spent on her AuthorTube channel, it would probably be below minimum wage, like well below minimum wage. Don't create an AuthorTube channel or a YouTube channel, period, expecting to make just a boatload of money. And note, if you do still have that idea of, oh, I bet I can make money on this, just know that it's probably gonna be 3 to 4 years out, because that seems to be about the average time frame from when someone creates a channel, starts uploading consistently, and gets their like decent money check. The next tip I have for you if you're thinking about creating AuthorTube channel is you should go ahead and do like a trial run of creating a video. What I mean by that is sit down and create an AuthorTube video. This entails sitting down, planning out the video, recording the video, editing the video, uploading it to YouTube, doing a thumbnail, doing the metadata, and then you can post it as private, so it's not gonna be like out there on the internet for anyone to see, but just do that and then step back for 2 or 3 days and reflect if you liked doing that process. Because if you didn't like it, or if you hated some aspect of it, you probably shouldn't create an AuthorTube channel, at least not an AuthorTube channel that posts videos. You can still do like live stream videos, but if you're wanting to do like AuthorTube videos, just know that you would have to do that process at least once or twice a week. And you won't get a lot of like views, you won't get a lot of subscribers off of it for at least like 2 to 3 months. So it'd be that process, whether you loved it or hated it, for 2 to 3 months, 1 to 2 times a week, with very minimal like feedback, positive feedback anyway. Just because that's about how long it takes the YouTube algorithm to realize that you're like serious, that you actually want to post videos. Don't invest or commit to AuthorTube before you do a video, a trial run, if you will. Because the trial run will help you decide if AuthorTube or YouTube in general is something you would be interested in doing, something you would have fun doing. And spoilers, if you don't like doing something like editing or thumbnails or recording, it probably won't get easier for you, especially since you won't be getting a lot of positive feedback on it. Like I said, the algorithm's picky. The next tip before you create your AuthorTube channel or get too far in your AuthorTube channel is to make sure you have video ideas. I did not have video ideas for my vlogs when I first started out, and it really shows. There were some vlogs where I had planned out what I wanted to do and they would get good views. And then there were other vlogs where I was like, crap, I gotta post a video for Tuesday. This'll do, yeah, sure, and they didn't do well. You need to have video ideas even for vlogging, but you especially need video ideas for general AuthorTube videos, because that's where you're gonna get a chunk of your attention, chunk of your views. Before you kind of go gung-ho on AuthorTube, I highly suggest you sit down, you get like a notebook or something, and you plan out maybe 10, 12 video ideas that are more original, not just like, these are my favorite tropes, these are romantic leads that I hate. Hello. You need to come up with at least 10 to 12 video ideas that are semi-original, aka not just spin-offs, not knockoffs of popular Kate Kavanaugh videos, popular Alexa Dunn, Jenna Morrissey, any of the bigger AuthorTubers. Don't just do knockoffs of their videos, because it's been done. Literally, it's been done. It's been done by someone that has a really good subscriber count, so a lot of the people on AuthorTube have probably already seen that video. What I mean by original video is kind of like I did a video, and it didn't do great, which is fine by me, but it was an original idea, and that was tips for writing neighbors in your books. And I went through kind of, I think it was 5 to 7 stereotypes for neighbors and how you could implement them, how you could add them to your story, what they could add to your story. Also, your videos should be videos that you have experience with. If you don't have experience like editing novels, don't do a video on how to edit your first draft, how to edit your second draft. Don't do that. Stick with video ideas and concepts that you know. Yeah, don't go chasing waterfall ideas. My next tip is that with those videos in mind, just know that not all of them are going to do great because the YouTube algorithm is still pretty unpredictable. Viewers are pretty unpredictable. So there may be a video idea that you're like, this is so original, this is groundbreaking, people are gonna love this will help, and it'll get like 2 views. And then you may post a video that's kind of dumb and it's just like, what is Wattpad? And it'll get like 12,000 views. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It works. Be prepared for not all your videos to do the same. Another tip. So if you've decided, I'm gonna do AuthorTube, or you've already kind of started AuthorTube, just be aware that there's kind of waxing and waning view months. What I mean is like October, November, you're gonna get an outstanding number of views, you're gonna get a crazy number of subscribers if you're doing stuff for Preptober and November NaNoWriMo. However, during like March and stuff, there's usually very little going on with viewer and subscriber counts. And that's pretty uniform across YouTube. There's just months where people are sitting on their couches, sitting at their computers, sitting on their phones, just watching YouTube videos. And then there's months where they're not, where they're kind of going out doing stuff. They're going on vacation. They're just not really checking YouTube. So just be prepared for there to be slow months and there to be like crazy months, because there will be. The next tip, and it is a tip that I need to like take to heart, is that you need a schedule. The reason I say you need a schedule is because the YouTube algorithm like promotes channels, promotes videos that comply with a schedule. YouTube likes to know that you're consistent, that you're reliable. So you need to establish a upload schedule for your channel. I would highly suggest when you first start out doing 1 or 2 a week. The reason I say 1 or 2, not just 2, is because it may be hard for you when you're first starting out to kind of get your recordings down, get your editing down. So do at least 1 video a week just till you're comfortable, and then probably go up to 2 videos. You just need to establish that routine, and after a few months of having that routine, the algorithm will see that you have been consistent and will start promoting you more. That's kind of one of the big secrets to AuthorTube. It's the big secrets to being successful on YouTube is you need to have a consistent schedule and you need to stick with it. Hell, it may be that you need to be doing it for 6 months now. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that you do need to like try to have a schedule. And don't publish like 20 videos in 1 month, the first month that you get your YouTube channel trying to get views, because the YouTube algorithm is not gonna promote you because you are such a new channel. The YouTube algorithm likes to see that you're established, that you've been posting videos, and then it will start promoting you. And my next tip, which was already pretty much covered in the last one, was to learn about the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm really kind of controls everything on YouTube. It controls how much your video gets promoted. It controls what rank your video falls in like a certain search criteria. I don't know much more about the algorithm, and I don't feel comfortable talking more about the algorithm because it changes so much. If you want to learn more about the algorithm outside of the like post regularly, don't expect to be promoted for the first 6 to 12 months of your channel being live. I don't know much more other than that. I highly suggest you like look it up on YouTube and watch some recent videos that talk about the YouTube algorithm. Now this tip is more so for people that really want to grow their channel, that want it to get big. And the next tip, which is something I also need to take to heart, is be active in the community. What I mean by the community is I mean other AuthorTube channels. Not just the big ones, because no offense, most of the big channels don't look at the comments. They don't respond to every comment. I'm talking about the channels that are like 10K and smaller. They're more likely to respond to your comments. They're more likely to like engage with you. Try to be active in smaller channels that are around your same size, if not just a little bit bigger. There's so many channels on AuthorTube. I can't even count them. And if you don't know how to find other AuthorTubers, I highly suggest you look up the tag newbie AuthorTuber tag. That one has a lot of channels responding to it. And in the comment sections of those videos, it has a lot of AuthorTubers responding to it. And from there, you can kind of spider out. But those have been my cons, pros, and tips for AuthorTube. It has been an outstanding year. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. As I said before, I'm looking forward to another year. I have quite a bit planned for the next month, so we're gonna be hella active and we're gonna be crushing it. So what can I say? But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. It means so much to me. And as always, let's get writing. Bye!